Hi, my name is Joe Santarelli, and this is my culture bag assignment. Um, to start, my bag I'm using is my Osprey. It's like an outdoor hiking bag. Um, this bag has been with me for the past 3 years. I've taken it up and down Pikes Peak 3 times. I always go over the summer with my dad, and this past summer my brother went with us. And we always like to go hiking and stuff. When we do that, we're a big outdoors family. Always been active, always been, I don't know, just involved with things. And we love the outdoors and love hiking and love cycling and running and just staying active. So the bag has been with me for a while. And then, kind of leading off of that, um, one of my other items in my bag is this bicycle chainring. I've been involved with cycling all my life pretty much. My dad was a professional cyclist. He was in the Olympic trials in the 80s twice. Um, Never actually made it to the Olympics, but he was a professional cyclist. Still loves cycling. He got me into it. I don't ride as much as I used to, but I do work at a bike shop, and I have since I was a freshman in high school, been a bike mechanic. So, and I've worked at two different bike shops. Um, the first one, I met people there that I've still am in connection with and probably will be for the rest of my life. It's made me a much better person, and I've learned so many things from those people. And then the bike shop I'm at right now is actually Vitesse. It's in Normal. And everybody there is just a family, basically. And it's been a huge part of my life and is still a huge part of my life. And everybody I've gotten close with in the bike industry, I've wanted to just keep as a person around all my life. And it's made a good connection with me and my dad. And it's just been a big part of my life since I've ever been born, just because been so big for my dad, and he has such an inspiration on me. So my next item is a movie, and this is actually one of my favorite movies, Inception. But the reason I'm choosing a movie is because movies are super big in my family. We've always been moviegoers. All of us love them, especially on my mom's side, but my dad does too. But me and my brother and my mom and my grandpa, her dad, have always gone and saw movies and watched movies together. And when we see a new good movie, we share it with another person. And every year before the Oscars, we watch all of the Oscar nominated movies, and we are just huge movie buffs. And it's a good way for all of us to connect, because I live away from home. My brother lives in Chicago, and my mom lives in Springfield. So we see a good movie and we call each other and talk to each other or text, and it just is a good way to keep us on in contact. And it's a way that I think we will always have a connection. And my brother plans on moving out to Los Angeles, and I know that I will absolutely, I mean, no matter what, I keep a connection with him, but just with movies alone, like, it just is another way to connect all of us. And it's just been a huge part of my life. It's a good way for me to escape, when I need, like, just to get away from something, or just need something to take my mind off of things. I always just watch a movie, or I'll ask, someone in my family who, just for a movie recommendation or something, or we'll watch one together, or we'll both watch one and then talk about it, or it's just something cool like that. And it's just always been something that's been a big part of my life and a big part of my family's life. So my next item is this jester hat. In high school, I was in the high school madrigals, and I was the jester for my sophomore, junior, and senior year. And I never really liked singing or anything like that, or liked performance, but I always had a good respect for it. But I decided to join, and it changed my life, honestly. Everybody in madrigals in high school is just a huge family, and it's just kind of like the bike, like working in the bike industry. I just made so many connections there, and it's truly brought out my passion for performance and for music. And music's just something I have always loved and always will love. I love playing piano, playing guitar, writing music. We did a lot. I took music theory all 4 years in high school. I've taken music classes online back at my community college, and just I've always had a huge passion for music, and this Jester hat I think I will have with me for the rest of my life, just because it brings back such good memories and just kind of reminds me of how much the experience of being in madrigals and being a Jester and just kind of like being able to just kind of let myself perform a bit. It just brings back great memories, and just brings back great memories, honestly. So the next item in my bag is my laptop. This is actually my new laptop, but I've always had a laptop since I think I got my first laptop when I was in like 6th grade. And since then, I've always had a laptop with me. This is my 3rd laptop, but I just got it like a couple months ago. But I use my laptop more than I use my phone, honestly. I'm big into, like, I text off my laptop, I email a lot. I use it I like to watch YouTube a lot. I like to obviously do all my work on, like, my homework and stuff on a laptop. I think it has a lot of good uses, but not only that, it just has been a big part of my life and something that I've used a lot. And I'm really not big into technology, and I don't like using my phone or social media that much. So my technological escape, I guess you could say, is my laptop. And I try to put stickers and stuff on it that represents things that I love. There's a lot of movie stuff, there's a lot of cycling stuff on here, and just a lot of funny, cool stuff. So yeah, laptop has always been a big part of my life for sure. The next item is this little molecule that I have from my chemistry model kit. I am a chemistry teacher education major, so I plan on teaching chemistry, high school chemistry. I plan on going to graduate school for it. It's been something that has been a huge part of my life, a huge part of my family's life for sure. My mom is a biology major. People in her family were always into sciences. My dad's into sciences. We've always just been a very sciencey family. So I knew from the get-go when I was going into college that I wanted to pursue a degree in science. And I was actually biochemistry at first, but I switched to chemistry when I transferred to Illinois State. So and chemistry is just a huge passion of mine. It's something that I do every day, because I'm so busy with schoolwork and everything, and I enjoy it, and it's something that I think about probably more than a lot of things, and more than I should think about other things. And it's part of my huge part of my life right now, and it kind of is what got me to where I am, and it's gonna get me to where I'm going. So chemistry is definitely a huge part of my life, and it's something that I plan on being a part of my life for the rest of my life. So it's a huge part of me for sure. And then my final item, which is probably the most important one to me, is my grandpa's dog tags. He was in World War II, which is obviously a big deal, but he passed away when I was 6 years old, and I was never really that close with him, but I know that my dad had a great connection with him, obviously, because he's his dad. But the big thing with that is, obviously, he's the Italian side. My last name is Santarelli. My dad got me the dog tag for my 16th birthday, I believe. When they were cleaning out my grandma and grandpa's house, that's the year my grandma passed away, he found the dog tag, and he got it completely like polished and everything like that. Like, got it professionally cut and everything, just so it like looks like new pretty much. Just got it refurbished, and he gave it to me. It's probably the best gift I've ever gotten, honestly. I don't really wear it, but I just keep it with me. I keep it in my bag. I keep it in one of my pockets, or I just try to keep it on me as much as I possibly can. Right now, I actually have it tied to my bag. So, but it just reminds me of the importance of that, and also kind of leaning back to the Jester thing. My grandpa's nickname was Joker. I remembered him as Papa Joker. I didn't even know his real name until like I was probably 11 years old. So I just have a really good connection with him, I feel like, and I know I think it's taught my dad a lot as a parent, and it's really changed my life, obviously, because he knew how his dad treated him, and it's just nice to see my dad like give me that dog tag. Like, it just meant a lot to me. And kind of continuing off of that, culture-wise, he is obviously Italian, and so was my grandma. Both of their parents actually came over on a boat from Italy, from Calascio, Italy. That's where we're from. When they were, I think, like really young, like 15, 16, 16, 17, late teens. And they came over. Their families were really good friends. They came over, and they just had a relationship from there on, and they ended up getting married at like 19. I think they got married at 19 and 20, I believe. And they ended up, I kind of messed this up a bit. My grandma's parents and my grandpa's parents both came over together as families, and then they had my grandma and grandpa, and they eventually became, they ended up getting married when they were 20. So sorry, I kind of confused that. And my grandpa obviously fought in World War II. He was in the Navy. We don't really have a huge military connection, although obviously I have a huge respect for everyone in the military. We're not a super big military family, though. He's really the only one that went into the military, but I have a huge respect for that, obviously, and it's a big honor to like know that he fought and to have his dog tag, honestly. And it just reminds me of my heritage and where I came from and where the Santarelli family came from, honestly. And truthfully, my dad and his siblings and one of his siblings doesn't have kids, and the other one has 2 older daughters. But we're the only Santarellis of our descent left in America. Most of our family's still in Italy, and I've never met my family in Italy. I've never been to Italy, but we plan on going sometime. And I've always told my dad, I said, we're going to Italy. I said, I'm bringing that dog tag, and I'm showing, whatever family we meet there, and they're going to be proud. So, yeah. So the dog tag's definitely a big part of my culture and who I am. Obviously, bicycling is a huge part of who I am. It's shaped my life a lot. It's helped me make a lot of connections. It's taught me a lot, for sure, made me a better person. Obviously, I've had made a lot of mistakes in it, but I've learned a lot from it. And then the Jester hat, something that, like I said, I'll keep with me all the time, just because it shows the impact that music and performance and just that high school, having that family around you kind of in high school, because high school can be rough for some people. It just brings back good memories, and it definitely shaped who I am, for sure. And then obviously my laptop, huge part of me, something that I use every day, something that I'll always use every day, just part of my life, honestly, something that I do every day, which is kind of similar to chemistry too. It's shaped who I am. It's something that will be a part of my life for the rest of my life. And yeah, it's a huge part of what it's what I do, basically. It's what I'm going to end up doing. And like I said, it's going to take me where I end up being. And I have a passion for it. Absolutely. And then movies, obviously, that is huge part of my family. Something that's always been important to us. Something that we make connections through. A big part of my family's culture, for sure. It is something that we're all just kind of into. Definitely more so than the average person, I'd say. So, and then obviously, like I said, the dog tag, that is really truly shows my family, and it's something that I will keep with me for the rest of my life, and I'll probably pass down to my kids when I have them, if I have them. If my brother has kids and I don't, then I'll give them to his kids. But it's something I definitely want to pass on throughout the generation, just because it's so important to me and important to our family. So, and then obviously my bag, my Osprey bag, I think it's a great representation, and it holds all these cultural items and items that represent me. It holds them all well, and I think it's a great bag for that, just because it shows who I am a lot and shows, what my passions are, what I'm interested in. And it just kind of brings everything together really well, and kind of emphasizes that connection I have with my family, and like I said, with my dad. And obviously I have that connection with my mom too, just where she's not as outdoorsy, but it's just shows that family connection and kind of resembles and represents all that. So yeah, that's my culture bag assignment. Thank you.